Welcome to episode 5 of Beatmaking Fundamentals. In this episode, we learn all there is to know about sampling. Keep in mind that sampling has always been a part of beatmaking since the dawn of hip-hop. So now it's your turn to understand how to use it and how you can make your own samples. If you're new to the world of music, sampling is basically reusing a recorded audio in order to create a new sound. So you're going to take that audio, you're going to manipulate it, you're going to change the sound of it, you're going to change the beat, and of course it's going to become something totally different. Often we've heard old songs that are remixed into new versions so that people can enjoy them again. Kind of like Tyga's Macarena song. He sampled the Macarena, which is an original song, and he created a brand new song just with a few elements of the melody. Sampling can be seen as a legitimate art form where you actually take pieces and elements of old previously recorded audio and you create brand new instances where no one might even be able to recognize them. Can you imagine that? You create a new sound based on a bunch of old songs. Sampling can be done on a hardware or a software. In a hardware, you might probably use a drum machine such as an MPC or MPD or the MK2. These machines will allow you to manipulate the sample and create a brand new sound just by tweaking the knobs and of course turning it into something different. If you're going to use it on a software, you're probably going to use the sampler within that DAW. Using the sampler will allow you to chop up the sample and of course make a variety of manipulations to create a new sound. In order to create a great sample, you're going to have to tweak 4 things. You're going to have to tweak tempo, which is the speed of the sample. Try to make sure that it corresponds to the same BPM of your beat. You're gonna also have to modify the pitch so that they can match the key of your melody. Third, you're gonna have to modify the size. Make sure that this sample is fitting right inside your beat. And fourth, you're probably gonna have a couple of effects that you can add to it so that it can sound even more cool, such as a reverb, a chorus, a flanger, or many other effects that may be available in your DAW. I would just like to give you a heads up because sampling is basically using recorded audio. If you're going to commercially exploit your music, make sure you have the rights to use that sample. A lot of people have gotten into legal issues by using samples that they did not clear. So make sure when you're looking for your sample, it's already cleared or you have the rights and a written consent to use it. We're going to create a brand new project. We have the quick sampler and sampler multi-sample. So for this case, we're going to use a quick sampler. The quick sampler and this software is basically a very powerful tool. You might see here on top we have the classic, we have one shot, we have slice, and we have recorder. Basically, you can chop up your sample and make slices. You can make it as a one shot so that every key on your piano corresponds to one piece of that sample. Or you can just use it as a classic version where you can use the different keys, but it's still the complete sample that you're playing. I'll give you an example. We will go directly into the samples found on the software. So if you click right here, we have pianos. I love this one. So here we have a abstract atmosphere. What we'll do, we'll just drag it, and this is the same way for every software. You just drag and drop it, and you click original. So now that you see I drag it directly, the sampler is going to pick it up, but it's going to chop it up into multiple slices. I just want to play it at a one shot. The pitch of the sample will change based on what key note you play on the piano. Before we go, I'll put it directly on mono just to make sure that we have a cool effect. I like the sound of it. I'll basically turn down the BPM, put it at 80 approximately. So I'll open this and then I'll just click record. Now that I've created my melody, I will quantize it, and there you have it. If I don't like the key in which it is in, I could always modify it right here with these cool knobs. You have the glider. You can have it on an amp, put it on a, you can pan it as well. For this case, I'm just going to leave it at the center. For another sample, I would like to add some shakers. So I'll choose the African Rain Kayiksi and I'll just drag it right here. And there you go. I'll also use it as a classic. And I'll try to find exactly to what tempo or to what pitch I should play in order to make it correspond to the beat. There we go. Hey. Now that we've got the shaker, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Let's try to see if we can find a proper drum set. So here I found the Indian cold drum. I kind of like it. I'll drag it and I'll do the same thing. But in this case, we can also use the sampler. Instead of using just this part, I'll use the whole sample. Okay? And I'll just chop this part that I really like. Let's see how this fits with the current. So I'll just record that directly, yeah? As you can see, it does not fit exactly. So in order to make a sample fit, I can always go into the sampler and try to either change the pitch by slightly dropping it or using the fine tune in order to create the perfect size. If you're going to be making samples, the samples don't always have to be falling exactly. You always have to keep that groove, You're looking for a groove that's going to be natural. So even if the samples aren't perfectly matching, try to go ahead with it and try to add some type of unique bounce and groove to your beat. If I would like to modify the sample even more, I can click it. This will give me even more options. So I would bounce this, and now I have the wave format, right? And I can go right up in the top left-hand corner and use transpose. And there, we're going to drop the octave. If you want to reverse the sample, it's also possible. You just have to right-click. And in this case, you're going to see edit, you're going to see select, playback, and you see reverse, on, off. Keep in mind that it doesn't always work if you've already changed the pitch. So here you can either have it normally and then you click transpose. So we're gonna bounce it again. And now that we've have the deep one, we can also reverse it. So there's so many ways you can get creative with this. We're also going to use a sampler. The sampler, you can integrate sounds directly into it. So if you would like to import some sounds, all you have to do is drag and drop them, and then you can save them directly into your sampler. I'm going to use a basic hi-hat that I've pre-saved and the software. I got this. I'll just click this, go into my piano roll below, and press Q. And here, once I click Q, everything is aligned again. You see, here I can see that I skipped a note, so I'll just add it again, and there I go. If you're looking for samples, just go directly to the link below and I can give you a free loop pack with tons of samples that you can already use. That will help you get started with contemporary sounds for your beat making. So now we're gonna record it. Sampler is the best. I got this. Now I'll just select it, quantize, and there we go. In order to make it sound even better, I'm gonna add a snare to complement the claps. Let's go. I can see that the snare is slightly not what I like. So if I want to modify it, I can just go right here and I can change the pitch. If I got the zone, I can cut it right there just to make it more tight. I can just modify it directly. I can also go there just to make it. I can add a filter just to make it more. If I would like to add something more, I could also use a second sample. So here we'll try to find a piano sample, possibly something that we can add into the beat that's gonna match with the same melody in the same key. I found this awesome sample called Breathless Piano. I'm just gonna slide it over here. Now the quick sampler is gonna automatically chop it up. Now you can see I have all the keys right here. Let's see how to make this sample sound great. I'm just gonna select this and quantize it off. I'm gonna modify what I did directly here in order so that it could match. Oh. In the sampler, you'll be able to find a certain amount of factory default settings. So for instance, I can use the bass, the solid sub bass. See, it already sounds amazing. What I would like to do is tighten up this a little bit. So I'm going to turn up the pitch on the hi-hats. I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to turn it just like it. Just to spice it up, I'm going to add some extra hi-hats throughout the piano roll. Let's put another one right there. Put them in random places, but I'd rather put them in cool places. Okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste it right there. What I can do is choose this one and have this one go up in an octave, and then it slides right back down later down in the song. So let's see how this is gonna be. So the beat is gonna start like this. Let's just delete that. The beat is gonna start like this. It's gonna start like this, and then it's just gonna drop. So there you have it. How to use a sampler, it's basically easy. You drag and drop, you start to tweak a little bit with the knobs, and you can change the octave, you can change the pitch, the tempo, the size, and of course, the software is gonna help you do most of the hard work. Keep in mind that you can also find samples online on websites such as Splice or Sounds, free loop packs, and the next episode, what I will teach you is how to record vocals and instruments. It doesn't matter what audio interface you have, the process is still the same. So look out for the next step. See you there.